So I guess this would be the final update before I take this thing out and start doing road trials, or I should say off-road trials. Um, it's kind of hitting me that this thing's actually coming to fruition. It's been well, quite a bit. I think I started this project October-ish of last year. Don't quote me on that. Um, Resolved the issue with the clutch over travel. Uh, got some steel bushings and basically put it around the push rod for the clutch pedal so it limits its travel and it doesn't over travel the clutch. Got a billet clutch cover so it's a little bit stronger. I do have one little nagging issue, and that's the speedometer isn't working. I got to pull it back off and look at the speed sensor rotor to make sure that thing's there and or is still in a good state. But that should be a relatively quick fix. I know the electrical's good. I'll probably pull the sensor and test it for continuity anyways, but that's really the final thing as far as nagging issues. From here on out, it's basically quality of life updates. Get some heat shielding and some wraps done on the exhaust to kind of mitigate heat. It's fine when I'm moving, but the moment I stop, you can really feel the heat coming off the exhaust. But there's really good airflow back there, so when I'm moving, I'm good. I am slightly suspicious of the alternator slash stator. There, I think that it's not pushing out enough power to run both fans plus all lights, but I need to put a voltmeter to the terminals while it's running and see what it's pushing out, and then see what the draw is when everything's turned on. So that'll be a little final uh, poking and prodding before I take this thing out. I will say I'm not a fan of CV joints and packing them when it comes to grease and all that stuff. It was quite the messy adventure, but managed to get everything in, get it all torqued down, got everything all tie wired up. Unfortunately, didn't take any pictures because everything was covered in grease and I didn't want to get the crap all over my phone. But yeah, without further ado, here is the first full dress run with its actual off-road wheels and everything hooked up. thing I noticed right off the bat is I definitely need to make some kind of a footrest for the clutch pedal because right now I'm kind of free gunning it and it's a little bit touchy. It's probably 2 inches of travel before it fully either engages or disengages. So maybe a little creature comfort there, getting a little pedal put in or a foot peg put below the clutch pedal so it's a little bit easier to get at. Probably notice I dumped it a little bit and stalled it trying to get out of that cul-de-sac. But yeah, ride was pretty solid. I'm just really impressed with how solid and tight everything feels. I'm sure it'll loosen up when I take it off-roading a bit and the shocks and springs break in a bit, but it just feels really solid. So yeah, I'll post some videos when I take it out and start doing some test runs and get a little deeper into the throttle. I kept it below about 2,000 RPMs just so I'm not driving everyone up the wall in the neighborhood because, like I said, it's straight pipes right now. So even though it doesn't sound that loud in the video, I can probably guarantee everyone behind me is hearing that thing. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll give more updates as they come. Later.